Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Melissa if you're new here. I got lotion or something on my phone. I was just in the bathroom. Pardon the wet hair. I cannot blow dry my hair. I normally let it air dry and I was going to blow dry it just because I knew I wanted to turn the camera on, but I'm like, I can't. If I blow dry my hair, I will be overheated and we'll probably pass out. It's bad, you guys. I am going through it with my hormones. At this age, I guess it's been rough. I've been having, yeah, you name it, a plethora of symptoms. I was kind of saying something about this the other day is I feel like I'm going through some kind of creative block maybe. I just don't know what to film and I'm not motivated to film. Even now I was like getting ready and I'm like, I really don't want to film. I just want to get my restock prep done and that's it, not have to worry about the camera or anything. But I'm like, no, I really would like to take you guys along for some of this. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing too much and I don't give myself enough of a break. And looking back, I'm like, I've been so consistent with YouTube throughout all of this journey that I've been through with the shop and selling plans and the restocks. I'm like, I don't know how I've managed to keep up with it because yeah, some weeks like this week I'm just like not motivated to film at all. And I was already looking, I think it's been like 3 or 4 days since my last upload and I don't have any content really planned for the rest of the month. And I'm just like, when I think about what I want to film, I honestly have no idea what to film. I know I want to film a walkthrough at the end of the month. So yeah, I don't know. You'll have to forgive maybe the next few videos that go up. I might just do some easier content just to get through whatever this is I'm going through. I feel like I hear creators talk about going through stuff like this and it's never really, I've always been so regimented and I've had my videos planned, what I wanted to film. I plan for the week, you know, I'm going to film on this day. And so to not really have that schedule, I feel like I can't really function now because I don't know if that's making any sense. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and just film and take you along with me through the restock prep and everything that I have to do from like today, tomorrow, and Friday. Today is Wednesday. I'm getting a little bit of a late start. It's just after 12 noon. I had one order to pack and drop off this morning. So while I was out, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple errands done. So I did that, came back home and showered because I can't enter this room without showering if I've been outside. That is the rule that I have. And I just can't even think about a potential pest outbreak in here. So yeah, the plan though is, so today is Wednesday, like I said, so I have to take all the restock plant photos. And lately I've been doing the restock photos and list some of the listings at the same time. It takes longer to get through the photos, but I don't have to sit at the very end and just do listing after listing after listing after listing. So lately I've been doing that. So I figured maybe I could do half of the photos today and half of the photos tomorrow. And then I can do, like I said, half the listings today and half the listings tomorrow. But I don't know if I want to take 2 whole days to do that as well. So I might do some photos and do some listings and then I'll see how the rest of the afternoon goes. I might just knock out the rest of the photos while I have all of my photo stuff out and then I can just work on listings in the downtime between now. Well, I guess between the end of today and Friday. I usually restock Fridays now. It just depends. Last restock was on a Saturday just because the restock before that was a larger restock and it took me 3 whole days to pack. I did pull all the plants and I pulled a lot of plants. I had to be back at the dentist Tuesday morning, bright and early, so I really only have Sunday and Monday to pack. I could pack after I get back, but I'm getting my permanent crown put in and I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I was actually there last week. I was supposed to get the permanent crown put in and I was explaining like the pain that I was having and you know the potential that I could have, the potential that I could need a root canal if I was having like pain. And so I'll tell you what, we'll do the permanent crown with temporary cement and it's been feeling fine. I'm not really having the throbbing pain like I was before, so maybe it was just the way the temporary crown was sitting. I'm not really sure, so I'm going to give it, you know, the rest of the week to see how it feels, and then I'll see what they say when I go back Tuesday morning. But they had numbed my mouth again, and that rest of the day, like I couldn't, like I felt like I was numb for like 3-4 hours, and my tongue stayed numb for a couple days. So yeah, today and tomorrow the plan is photos and listings, and I kind of did a little bit of reshuffling. I'll kind of give you an overview in here. I have some random plants there, and I need to make some more props. I didn't realize I was getting low on Hoya. I have 3 bins of Hoya to make, so I would like to get that done maybe this weekend. I'll make some Hoya props, and so those can get started growing because they need about 4 to 6 weeks to start rooting and produce a growth point, and then from there they usually grow pretty quickly. So I'm going to limit myself to 3 bins of Hoya. And yeah, I have so many propagation bins to go through of mostly philodendron and just random plants. I have like 6 of those to go through and pot up plants. So I have a lot of that to do. I did do a lot over the last few days, but I have so many to do. And then also tomorrow I have plant care to do. I have to water plants and everything. And normally I would have other content that I would need to film and edit, but like I said, I just have been not wanting to film lately, so I don't really have any editing to do, and that's like kind of weighing on me, like I need to film. I also have, this is probably going to take me like an hour or so into my day today. I forgot to mention that. So normally I use this light box to take photos, you know, in there, and I take my plant photos and everything. But lately I've been selling some plants that are kind of big for the light box, so I can't really take plant photos of them in there. And so I've been taking them in front of the door that's directly in front of me, but I don't have good lighting. And so I'm thinking about actually just getting rid of the light box and not using it anymore. When I first started taking photos, I used like a marble backdrop. I still have it shoved back there on top of the desk, and I kind of used some natural lighting, but again, the photos turned out really dark and I had to adjust them a lot when I went to upload photos for the listings because they just didn't look good. And even with the light box, I feel like the quality is better, but it's not really good for taking photos of plants, I would say, because it really dulls the green. I notice sometimes it turns more yellow looking. When the plant is really like healthy and vibrant and green, it kind of dulls it out. And I just don't have time to go in editing and try and make it look like the actual plant. I just want to not do that anymore. I just want to take the photos, upload the photos, not have to adjust them or do anything. So I think what I want to do is take this down and get I have this, and then I have a white linen backdrop. I tried to use it last restock and I thought the photos looked horrible. I had to adjust them because I didn't have any lighting. I tried to use natural light, and so I went on a search for some good quality photography lights. They're in that box, and I was going to get them set up. And I'll get my backdrop set up in front of the door again, and I'll probably end up moving this table over here. I'll either use the table or I have a plant stand, and I'm going to try and play with the lighting and see how the photos look and go from there. If it doesn't work, then I may just end up returning those and then just sticking with the light box. And then the larger plants, I'm just going to have to deal with that because I only have one small window in here, and it's sunny right now, but when it's gloomy and cloudy, it's so dark in here. And the fluorescent lighting, a lot of the time I take the photos with my iPhone, and with the fluorescent lighting, it like blows everything up. I don't know if I have a photo in here because I've been deleting them. It still happens all the time where the photo quality is just really blown up. It's like white almost, and it drives me crazy. And I obviously can't use those photos. So yeah, I'm just struggling with lighting. I don't really know anything about photography. It's something I've always wanted to learn and be better at. And I love taking photos and stuff. I'm just not good at it. I understand a little bit about shutter and aperture, a little bit, but for some reason my brain just can't understand it all when I actually go to take photos. So I just don't think it's something I can really learn. That's why I've just stuck with using my iPhone and taking it that way. It's just the lighting. I just need good lighting. So hopefully this will work and I can actually get some good plant photos. So we'll see. So I'm going to stop blabbing. Let me go ahead and give you an overview of what's going on in here. And then I'll give you an overview of the restock plants and everything that I have to do with those. And then we'll work on the lighting situation. I have been potting up the last several days, so this room was a mess, you guys. This isn't even a mess, but this like right here is bugging me because I haven't taken care of those plants yet. But yeah, let me go ahead and give you an overview. So yeah, I have a lot of empty spaces because I've been listing a lot of plants. Like this is my Restock plants, and it is pretty full. I have 3 shelves, and then those are just plants that I'm growing. And then I have a couple of my plants up top that I need to put somewhere so that I could use those spaces for more props. 3 of those are Hoya. Actually, 4 of those are Hoya, so I'm going to put those in my Hoya area. And then I have a Syngonium that I'll probably move to my plant room. But yeah, I'll go through these here in a minute. But yeah, this side here is Hoya, and I kind of shuffled some plants around. These aren't Hoya, so I need to move those over. So I have 1, 2, 3 spots for more Hoya props. I also want to prop begonia. I have a lot of like begonia I haven't propagated yet, so I want to experiment with that, and I want to do some more begonia propagation. So this is begonia. I have these are pink maculata. A lot of them are coming in reverted, so I've been like experimenting and chopping them back and seeing what the new growth comes in as. I have gotten some come in with like really vibrant pink. So much so that I kept them and I put them back in my plant room. So I've been experimenting chopping these back several times. And then I have more begonia up here. I had so many monstera props. I got these all potted. I still have some that are in water that are pushing more white growth. And so I don't think these plants are going to be salvageable because I wait until I see what the node is going to do, and if it comes in all white, obviously it's like a dead plant in a way. You can't cut it back anymore if it just comes in all white. Like you see that leaf is all white. So I have a few left in water, and then these are all potted. So I've been pulling from here, for the restocks. And then these are all monstera in here too. I have nodes. So these are starting to sprout. I got rid of the original leaves, but you can see their little growth points coming in. So those are all monstera node wet sticks. And yeah, I have a lot of aria and albo. And then my jungle mint and my other albo is out in the dining room because I just don't have room for them in here. I have a lot of pothos props to take care of. I need to make several Jessiana plants. Like I said, I have all these bins to go through. They are so full. Well, I should say not all of them, but there's like 3 of them I need to go through, I think, or maybe 4 of them. Because I have 6 right now. I have 1, 4, 5, 6. So I need to go through those. I'm kind of low on philodendron. This is usually like my philodendron area, so I need to take care of those. And this is pretty much all alocasia. I just did alocasia yesterday. I have 2 corm trays going right now. I just filled this one up, and then I pulled from this one. So I potted a bunch up. Those are my newly potted that I did yesterday. And I also kind of shuffled some around, so I have some more like rare ones here and in here. I potted some venom up, and I have a lot of regal shields, albo, some pink shan, pink black velvet. Yeah, I have a lot of good ones, I feel like, especially down here too. I potted some good ones. And then I have some here that I'm probably going to pull through for the next restock, some bigger ones. I have a lot of Michelitziana left in here, and then I have some random ones up there, and then I have some bigger plants. They just got too big to sell or list, so I'm kind of using them as like a second mother plant. I have a Frydek and a Michelitziana and a Heterophylla that I'll pull corms from. I may eventually like list them as a bigger plant, but I'll have to see because they are getting pretty big, especially that Michelitziana. It's got like 5 leaves or so, and the trunk is pretty big on that. And then I have to go through my Redsta yet. These are like some of my plants I need to rearrange and put back into my plant room. I have some Anthurium I need to move and put back in my Anthurium area. Also, I want to show you this. One of my Gray Fairy props came in all ghosty. So that was the original set of leaves right there that I propped. And then the new growth did this, and then this one's like half white and half green. I've never had one of my props do that before. I thought that was interesting. So I'm gonna hold it back and see what it does. It's like coming at elbow, so yeah, I just stuck it in here. I am using my Millsbo wides in my main plant room to hold props as well, some alocasia and stuff, because yeah, like I said, alocasia is pretty much taking over in here, and I would love more room for alocasia for sure. I have my linearis in here still. This is the one that I propped from. It's pretty thin now. I did one more bin of linearis. I did this back in February on 2/20 is when I did this, and I would say I'm gonna give them another week or two and then I'll start listing them. They're getting pretty full. I did more props in them this time, so there'll be a fuller bin, you know, a fuller pot. And then I have a little bit of anthurium in here. I need to repot some of them, and then I have another bin of, these are all my Aria micans that I propped, and you guys, I would say most of them are coming in all yellow. Like all of those leaves are not going to make it, which is so interesting. So I'm gonna have to like go through and chop a lot of those back, because obviously I can't sell them with them being all yellow because the yellow leaves won't last very long. These are my palli seeds. You guys, my other palli inflow is going to give me probably 200 to 300 seeds very easily. And you know, I probably had close to 600 or so or more with this batch. So I need to also separate about 25 or so of these out, and I'm selling them in pairs, so I'll need to probably take about 50 of them out. This was the first batch that I did. You see that side is empty because I pulled most of those already. Those sold. And then that was from the first batch. And the second batch is catching up. I have all those down there. I planted them about a month apart, and then I have all these down here that are sprouting. Like, look at them all. I'm gonna have so many pallies. Plus the other inflow that is, I'm gonna have to take those off probably soon. Probably within the next week or two. But yeah, for this restock, I will pull from that batch and pot them up into pairs. I am going to sell this big elbow top cut for this restock. I have it in water, so I'm going to be transferring that to moss and perlite. It has 4 leaves, and it just put out that that one there. It is beautiful. I have a bunch of random plants here, some philodendron, alocasia. Yeah, I haven't like labeled them yet, and obviously I have to take their photos. So once I label them and take their photos, I will organize them and put them back better. But as I was pulling plants, I just kind of stuck them in a spot that was available. I have some albos here. These are smaller albos. They're like starter plants that I'm listing. One of my Burl Marks flames. I cut the original leaf off because the original leaf was kind of, you know, it just had some like yellowing and stuff, and I didn't want to list it like that. So this is like a new growth from a mid cut, and you can see the node down there, which is kind of cool. It's a pretty big leaf already. I have some begonia that I'm listing, a lot more alocasia that I'm listing. I think this is the only one on my site right now. This is a Yucatan princess. So yeah, this one is still available on my site. It has really good color. But yeah, I'll probably be listing most of these for Friday. I have a Regal Shield. I have a pink black velvet. Look at that new leaf. I have a pseudo Sandriana. I have a pink Nobilis. I haven't had a Nobilis in so long. I have 3 good sized leaves. I'm also listing a pink Amazonica. It's getting ready to push a new leaf. I have not sold one of these yet from my big Amazonicas. And then I have more monsteras. I have an Aria and an Albo mid-cut. Those are in water. I need to get those put into moss and perlite. And then I have a bunch of Hoya. I have some Hoya here, and then this whole tray of Hoya. And I have some Hoya that I haven't sold yet. I haven't listed yet. Like I have this pretty Caudata Argene. I have some Crassio petiolata variegated. I haven't had these in so long. I have this, is it Snow Queen or Ice Queen Polynura? I have some good Hoya this week. A couple more Nabawaniensis variegated. One more Gray Fairy. See, I'm excited for all the Hoya. I love I think Hoya and alocasia are my favorite. Everything else is just bonus, but those are my favorite to grow and prop. So whenever I am like taking photos and stuff of the Hoya and whenever I'm packing Hoya, like those are my favorite to do. So yeah, like I said, I probably have there's probably like a good 40 to 50 plants here, plus my palli seeds. But I'll have to go through and see. I may not list everything for Friday because I have 3, 4. Oh, I forgot I have another elbow here. Since I already have one mid cut, I might save one of these mid cuts for, because I have that one up there too. And I have the top cut, so I'll probably save one of these for next week, for the week after, I mean. It's just so cluttered in this room. I still feel like I don't have enough space. I'm excited to like reorganize this area here once I paint in here. Because like I said, this light box, I'm going to take this down. And depending on if I need this table here, I might get rid of it. And then this whole thing can be for storage. This is in front of my door, which is annoying because I have to move this every time. I have this cart here, which has a lot of my like clips and stakes and everything that I use and some extra pots. This section was over at the shelf behind me, but I don't really use this. It just has like some stuff. And so I want to get rid of this. But even this is like a hot mess and disorganized. I feel like everything is just so disorganized. And then I usually stock my soils and stuff here. I got a bigger container for moss and perlite, so I mixed some up the other day for all my palli seeds. And then obviously I have some pots and boxes, and I have all of my polyfill and all of that stuff, paper and stuff in here. And so yeah, with the photography thing, I have an old photography like linen cloth and a holder. So last week I put it in front of this door here. And so with the lights that I got, I'm hoping that will work. So yeah, I think that's the plan next, is to go ahead and get this set up and start taking their photos and getting those labeled. Okay, so this is the tripod thingy that I have with the lights. Yeah, I've had this for a really long time, and I set it up last week for the first time in ages. And this extends all the way up, so I'll show you here. I'll turn this around and show you. I just have to deal with the crappy lighting in here, so I have to like get super close to the window. That's why I can't wait to paint in here, because yeah, these grow lights do not work with my camera. And this is the white cloth that I have, and I have these little hooks that connect to the top of the bar. I did try to steam this last week, but it's still a little bit wrinkled. So yeah, it kind of goes all the way out like that. It's actually a little bit crooked. I need to fix that one side. But do you see how dark it is? Like the photos don't turn out good at all with just no lighting. And yeah, this is my Littman. It's, no, Godox, Godox, I think is the brand. Yeah. I'll show you. This was kind of what was recommended, this and another brand. But these are supposed to be really good lights. And there's two in here because you're supposed to, I think, angle one off to the side like 45 degrees to not create a shadow. And then I'll have to look. I'll have to do some more research because, again, like I said, I don't know anything about photography and lighting. I don't want to destroy the box in case I need to return these because this wasn't cheap. I think this was probably upwards to $200 for these. It is so hot. I'm burning up. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this down. LED equipment battery. 2 batteries. It comes in this cool carrying case. I was actually thinking if these lights are good, I could use them while filming as well, because when I'm filming out in the dining room out there, it's so hard to film because there's no good lighting. Lighting is so important. So it comes in a case like this, which is kind of cool. Oh great, more tripods. I'll bend you down a little bit. Okay. This looks like just like the tripod I used for the other ones. Two tripods. Oh boy. So that's what I have. That's what's in here. I'm wondering if I'm in over my head with this. I'm just a plug in and turn on type of person, so I hope there's no crazy settings I have to mess with. Wait, do I have the 46 or no? Do I have the 600 or 400? Do you guys ever get like that when a task feels daunting and then you don't want to mess with it, and then it's like, now I need the lights, and now it's like, why did I wait to the last second to mess with these? Power cords, and then these are the light panels. Okay, it says what kind it is on the back. Cool, so that's the kind that I have. LP600 BI. I have no idea what that means. It looks kind of cool though. Oh shit, almost dropped it. Oh, cool. It has like a little shade thing like that. That's cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. It looks intense from the back. That is all that is in this case, which is kind of cool that it has its own case. But once I get the hang of this, like if it ends up being good lights, it shouldn't take more than like 20 or so minutes to get the cloth set up. I just don't like how wrinkly it is. Like, it's driving me nuts. It's so wrinkly. But then I'm wondering, I don't even really need the cloth because I still have this thing. It literally feels like it's a million degrees. The hair is going up, you guys. Whew. I don't know what I did with those clips. Because I like this backdrop better than the wrinkly cloth. Yes, they're down here. I found them. That's what I need to connect them. It doesn't help these hot rooms, you know, being in these rooms where it's 80 degrees. Okay, so I'm assuming these just attach on top. This does not feel sturdy down here on the bottom. Let me make this flat. I would be leaving these lights out all the time because I feel like this would be annoying to try and set up every week. I just don't really have room for these. Well, I guess if I get rid of that, I can put them here. That is a really nice light. And there's different settings. You know, lumens, I guess. Kelvin. Yeah, adjustable from 2800 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin. Yeah, this is going to take me a bit to mess with. I think what I'm going to do is kind of play around with these lights, get them set up, kind of read through this and figure out which setting to do for the plants, and then I'll come back on when I'm ready to take some photos and see how it goes. Because yeah, I feel like it's going to take me a bit to look at. I'm feeling a little intimidated, I'm not going to lie. These are way outside of my comfort zone. I don't think I can just click and turn on. I'm going to have to see what setting and stuff to do. So yeah, I will be back at some point here and give you an update. Hey guys, I'm back. It's been a good probably hour and I've made hardly any progress. I've been trying to take photos and mess with the lights, and I'm getting to a point where I'm getting frustrated because this stuff, I just don't understand it. And it's frustrating me because I just want like good photos, and I know people can take really good photos with their iPhone, but they're just not, I mean, they're good. They're better than what they were, but there's still like this glare that I don't like. So I'm like trying to increase or decrease the brightness and play with the angles, lower one off to the side, do all these things, and I'm still not liking how it's turning out. So I don't know. Let me show you what I have going on. So this is my little setup. Let me move this light out of the way so you can see. So I ended up moving the white desk here with this backdrop because the cloth that is wrinkled in the back is pissing me off and I don't like it. So I basically don't need that at all. I'll just use this unless I have a bigger plant. That's the issue with the light box, is I needed a better backdrop, but this is going to be too small if I have a big plant, I think. So like for example, my big monstera, I'm just gonna have to take it in front of the wrinkled backdrop, I think. Right now the lights are off, so it's pretty dark. You can see I'll pop like a picture of how dark it is on the screen, and that's why I need like better lighting. And so if I go to turn these on, that's my like lower beam, and this one was the brighter beam that I have so far. It like instantly brightens it up and it looks good. I was practicing with these two plants, and look at all these photos. Just to see, and I'm just like, this one needs to come more like this way. I'm like, do I have the plant too close to the lights? Am I just not doing it right? See, I'm not liking the way that it looks, and it's irritating me. I'm like trying to adjust these, and these are supposed to be like really good light. So I don't think it's the light, maybe it's just the combination of all the white that's going on, because that's my issue when there's so much white. There's like light is reflecting all sorts of ways. I mean, it looks good. It looks better than what I had before, as in just the cloth background. But I'm not sure I'm loving it. But I can't keep playing with this all day, or I'm not gonna be able to like get any photos taken. So look at Luna, isn't she cute? So yeah, I'm just not in the mood for this, I guess. I don't know. I'm just like tired. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is just quit with the lights for the time being and just start labeling all the plants and just take photos. I'm sure I'll tweak things as the weeks go on. I still like the light box, but it's just annoying. I think I've outgrown the light box, so I wanted a different setup. This brings me back to the days when I first started selling plants, and I had this setup, but I didn't have the best lighting, but I still tried to take it this way. I'm like, am I downgrading now? Am I going back to how things used to be and still not happy with the photos? Any photography people out there, if you have any suggestions for me, let me know. I'm not liking the shadows. I mean, it's not bad. It really is not bad. I just don't know if I like it. It still looks kind of dark as well. And then I don't want to have to adjust the brightness either, because that was my issue, is having to turn the brightness up because it's so dark. Okay, let's start labeling plants. I'm going to move this because I need the table over here. And I have so many props on the table. There's a hot mess in here. I just saw a lacewing down here on the wall. I released beneficials in here. Let me try and scoop him up, put him back on a plant. I'm afraid to like let them crawl on me because I know they can bite. Do you see him? Little lacewing. They move so fast. It's crazy how quickly they crawl. I just dropped him. Oh no, I did not just drop him. I'm sorry, guy. Okay, I put him on a begonia. Okay, I gave the table a good wipe down. So in these three things are my labels that are like pre-printed. I have them organized in these like bead organizers. I got these from Michael's and I want to get another one. I have 3 and I recently got a new one when I was in last and I already filled it up. I try to bulk print labels, so if there's like a plant that I haven't sold yet or I ran out of labels of a certain one, then I can print more, my little label printer there. And I'll bulk print and organize them. That way I don't have to print so many new labels every week when I have to label all these guys. So I put a label on the plant and then I make like a separate label with the plant name that I will put with their packages on the plant when I'm packing.
This camera is pissing me off today. Just doesn't like any lighting. This entire room, it hates the lighting. Why is lighting always an issue? I'm gonna start crying because I'm frustrated.
Okay, I have my leaf cleaner here. I have water in case anyone is thirsty. I have soil in case I need to top off any plants, and I have my stakes and pins and trellises and all that stuff. But yeah, I've gone over this in like previous videos, but let's take the Hoya Matilda Gray Fairy since I only have one. I gotta figure out which one of these are Hoya. I think one and a half of these are Hoya. Oh my gosh, why was I thinking it was Lacinosa? Hoya Matilda Gray Fairy, not Hoya Lacinosa Gray Fairy. So yeah, 2 labels with the name there. That'll go in my tray. And then I usually just pick a side for the front. Let's do this side. Since I only have one, I really don't need to put like a number on the plant, but I just get in the habit of doing it when I do the listing. That way it's just easier to know like which plant is which when I go to package the plant. Like this person ordered number 70, I can just grab number 70 and that'll be it. And then green for leaves. So this is just some pure crop 1. And then I'll just wipe the leaves down, inspect. Some of these plants I pulled over the weekend, so I can tell this one's thirsty. So after I take the photo, then I'll give it a water. I usually do 1 tray at a time. Like I'll clean the plant, label it and everything, and then sit it on the table. I'll like just do 1 tray at a time. And then I'll take all their photos and put them back, and then I'll work on listings on that tray, if that makes sense. But I have an overwhelming amount of plants, so I'm starting to feel a little stressed. So that is that one. So we'll take the photo after we label all of these guys. We have 2 Crassio petiolata variegated. This is the new set of leaves on this one right here. That was the propagated leaves and new set of leaves. And then this one has the new growth coming in like that. And so I haven't sold these in a really long time, so I don't have any labels. And I use my phone to print labels as well as take the photos, so I completely drain my battery when I do this. I have an old iPhone and it already drains. My battery is never charged. Even though I try to charge it, it never stays charged. I don't know how to spell Crassio petiolata, so let's Google this name. Crassio petiolata. And then I can just maybe select that from Google. I go into my printer. And paste it. That way I don't have to worry about spelling. And then I probably won't be propping this one very often because it's a slow grower, so I'm only going to print 10 labels. Well, I'm only going to have 3 extra. Let's go ahead and reprint 5 more. And since we have 2 of these, we'll definitely need our numbers. And I will go ahead and put this in here. So yeah, I definitely need, I need like 2 of these just for Hoyas. I do these in alphabetical order, so I'll have to mix this one with another one. Do that one in there. Okay. I will definitely be taking photos tomorrow as well because there's no way I'm going to be able to. I'm just now taking photos and it's 2:42. It's like the whole day pretty much is gone. Okay, those both look good. I'm excited for those just because I haven't had them in so long. Oh, I have one of these Hoya Bellas. This is the inner variegated. I haven't had one of these in a while either. Hoya Bella. Inner variegated, yes. Usually moves pretty quickly, like once I get in a routine, like it moves pretty fast. It's just now I'm going to be playing around with the lighting now. It's going to take me forever just to do this one tray. Which is fine. Like I said, it's Wednesday right now, so I do have technically half a day tomorrow because I need to do watering, and then, you know, I do have Friday. I just need to get my photos done minimum by tomorrow before I water because, yeah, it's going to take me a while to do all these listings. I'm probably going to list all the Hoya just because Hoya for me are really easy to package and pack. I love packing them. They're so small for the most part. They just pack really easily and I can just usually knock them out pretty good. I'm just going to give a little wipe down in case there's any dust. That one. Ooh, and this is a new one. I think I mentioned already the Argene, the Caudata. It's really pretty. I love the silver. It's getting ready to push a leaf here. Has a pretty long tendril. I've started like wrapping the tendrils because when they get so long, I just don't know what to do with them. So I don't have a label for this one either. Hoya, Caudata, Argene. Let's do 10 of those. Nabawaniensis variegated. I did do this one. I sold a couple of these the last couple of restocks. In Nabawaniensis, this one here. We need 4 of those. I need to go get my charger. Because yeah, taking photos is going to drain my battery. These are so pretty. I love this Hoya. I'm glad I was able to prop this one because I hadn't propped it in so long. I think I have a couple left, and then my plant is regrowing, and then I'll get to prop it again once it grows. Mine has a couple strands, so I usually do one side while the other one is like regrowing. It's so pretty. I love this Hoya. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish labeling those, and then I'll I'll share some of the photo session, and then I'll kind of check back in once I get this first batch done. I'll probably work on the listings of these and then maybe do one more tray. But now that I have the lights, I can probably take photos a little bit longer because I know it's going to start getting dark. Now it's a little bit cloudy, so it might rain. I'll see how the photos turn out. I might be tempted to do 3 trays, and that way I'll just have 2 trays to do tomorrow with the seedlings. I gotta pot more seedlings in the monstera. I think I mentioned that. I'll do those tomorrow. I just got the lights turned on, so I'm gonna start taking, oh, I almost dropped my tripod, taking some photos. It's like balancing every which way. I have a lot of good Hoya, I feel like this week, a lot of new ones. Here's another new one I haven't sold yet. It's a Lacunosa. It's Winter Pandora. Looks like that. It has like 2 nodes growing up here, 2 vines that spit out. I haven't sold one of these yet. That's that one. The leaves look like that. My mother plant is so pretty. This lighting is not doing this plant any justice, but my plant in there is like turning purple. The leaves are like purple with sun stressing. Oh, this one is so pretty. I'm so excited for this one. Hopefully I can show you in some better lighting. And I'm really excited for these. I haven't sold these yet. So this is a Polynura variety. It's called Ice Queen. And so this one here has 2 growth points. So Ice Queen has like the silver splash. Do you see? It has like the elbow variegation, but then it has the silver splashing. It's hard to see like that. And then the new growth, it looks like it's just outer variegation because the silver, it's like a blue-gray silver. Takes a while to burn in, but you can see it on this leaf here, like a lot. Oh, that's gonna be such a pretty leaf. So it has 2 growth points that activated on this one. I want to keep this one, but I'm not going to. And this one here just has 1 growth point. This one has a little bit less splash, I would say, so I'll list this one for lower, but obviously this one has more and it has 2 growth points, so this one will be more expensive. I have no idea how much the Ice Queens are going for, so a lot of the ones I haven't sold yet, I'm gonna have to do like a market price comparison and see what others are selling theirs for and go from there. I have a Gunning Gading Ghost. I haven't had one of these in a while either. This is just my first batch of Hoya. I have so many here. I have another Hoya Carrii, which is like one of my favorite Hoyas right now. Like the leaves look like anthurium leaves. So pretty. I did downsize my Multiflora Wonderfill. I don't know, this might be my last prop, I think. I don't think I have any more. So this is the last plant. I will not be selling this one anymore because I have Hoya Multiflora Variegated and I didn't want 2 in my collection. So the Wonderfill is like all silver pretty much. The original leaves have some like mechanical damage, just some like burn spots, I guess. And then it has a couple peduncles. It has one up here and then one right there. But I feel like it's a pretty good specimen. I don't think I have any more of this one. So I'll be excited to have a Hoya officially downsized. I think I officially downsized Socata. Did I downsize that one or do I have one more left? But in that video that I made where I brought like 5 or 6 new Hoya and then I downsized some, this was one of the ones in that one, and then there were a couple others. I think I have 1 plant left of another one in that video. And then I made the decision to downsize like a few more over the last month or so. So it's exciting. I don't know why it's exciting to downsize some plants like officially out of my collection, but it feels good like making room for some newer ones that I'm excited to grow. Whereas ones like, even though this plant, I love it, it's so pretty, the silver is so pretty, and I love multiflora blooms, I just didn't want 2 multifloras in my collection, even though I have like 10 lacunosas. It doesn't make sense. I probably have more than 10 lacunosas. I probably have like 20 different lacunosas. And like my Polynura, I have like, all the different varieties, minus a few, minus the newer ones, That's totally fine, but for some reason I didn't want two multifloras. I don't know why. I am so sleepy. I feel like I need a nap. I'm so tired. I got this whole tray, their photos done, and I just gave everyone a little water that needed it. I used a cup of water on the Hoya. So this shelf is done. They're labeled, photos are taken. And like I said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more trays plus monstera and palli seedlings to do. But the other trays aren't as many plants as the Hoya, so that makes me feel a little bit better. I think what I'm gonna do, it's heading towards, I think it's heading towards 4 o'clock now. I might play with some of the photos in my site. I might try and do some listings to see what the photos look like, just so I can get a feel before I take more photos, see if I need to adjust anything. I might do that and get some listings done, and then I'll come back and do, I have a few more Hoya that didn't fit in this tray. I think I'll finish the rest of the Hoya, and maybe I'll do alocasia. I have a lot of alocasia this week. Or maybe I'll do just one more tray. It has like a mixture of begonia and alocasia. I think I'll do that. Good morning. It is the next day. It's about 10 o'clock, a little after 10, and I'm ready to get back started in here and get the rest of the photos taken. I'm still feeling about the same. I think I'm just not motivated this week, but alas, the work cannot do itself, so unfortunately. So I came back on last night, but part of my mic wasn't on because I'm still new with this one. So what I did last night was I did 2 more trays of plants, like their photos. So I have basically a tray and a half left to do, and then I have to transfer the seedlings. That is my goal for in here, is just to get the photos done, and then I can kind of clean up this mess a little bit. And then I have other plant care to do today that's not like shop related. I have to water my anthuriums, my Hoyas, and that's pretty much it. It shouldn't take too long, maybe like an hour and a half or so. I'm still doing like a quick water because I released beneficials last week. So I don't want to like wash all them away or disturb them too much. So it should move pretty quickly. And then maybe, well, I can't really do too much else because I have to get my listings done, and that's going to take a while. I did more listings last night. but I still have a lot to do. And then any of the new photos I take today. The last tray that I did last night, it was kind of getting dark because I did it after we ate dinner. And the photos were kind of coming in not so good. So I won't really be able to take photos at night or when the sun goes down. I guess there was too many shadows. So I might have to redo some of those. I'll see. I'm just like, I think I'm just over the picture stuff right now. I'm not really looking forward to messing with this again. I'll have to do it on a week where I'm feeling more up to it, I guess. So yeah, that is the plan today. Finish in here, water, and then I'm just gonna work on listings. I had hoped to do more plant care or possibly even film another video, but I don't know if I'm feeling up to it, honestly. I don't wanna push myself when I'm in this state because I feel like I'm just going to make it worse, I guess. Hopefully I can film this weekend, depending on how many plants I list and how many sell. You know, I will have to start my restock prep early. Usually I start it on Sundays, but lately I've been starting it on Saturday. I'll go ahead and print the orders and get my weather checks done, and it makes Sunday a little bit more smooth. So depending on the orders that come in, I'll have to see. I may start it a little bit early because I really only have Sunday and Monday to pack, since half of Tuesday will be, you know, at the dentist. Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the rest of the photos, and hopefully they turn out good. And I'll pop on at some point to kind of update you, and I'll show you the seedlings when I go to transfer those because I feel like I haven't really shown that yet. And then yeah, I have 4 monsteras I need to transfer, but I think I'm gonna save one for next week. I may even save 2 for next week. We'll see, because I don't know if I want to list all these for Friday. The seedlings don't take long to pack. It's just still like an extra plant item to pack. And the last 2 restocks, there's still a lot of cold weather. A lot of like northern states have been ordering from me, which I guess makes sense because it's spring and it's warmer where you guys are, but it's still cold. So I will be back at some point and fill you in. Okay, I am back. So I just finished labeling and cleaning the leaves of this group here. So I have to take all their photos, and I decided to hold off on a couple. Marble Queen back here, I was going to do this one, but it needs a repot. Like the roots are all coming out of the bottom, and I don't want to like list it like that. So I'll repot it, upsize it slightly, and maybe I'll post it next week. And then I'm gonna hold off on this Splendid because I already have a Splendid. I'll do this one next week. It's pretty tall. Because I have this taller one here, I'm gonna go ahead and list this Splendid. So I'll do those probably for next week. It's just 2 less plants for this week. I decided to go ahead and do the 2 Micans Aria. I'm just gonna put in the listing that this leaf will probably yellow off soon, like it's not going to hold for very long, but this one's definitely more variegated. That half moon is so pretty. And this one here doesn't have like, it looks like it's doing every other leaf variegation. The new one doesn't look variegated. But this one has more green, so they did well after their water last night. I didn't water them a ton, but just I gave them a drink so that they wouldn't dry out, but I don't see any edema or anything, so I'll go ahead and take their photos. I have some philodendron besides the Splendid. I have a Sorderoy that's pushing a new leaf, and then I also have a Glorious this week. I don't have a lot of like others. I have a lot of Hoya and Alocasia this week. I have a little pink princess starter. So little. I have so many pink princess wet sticks along with red Anderson propagating right now. I'm gonna do a Halo Micans. It looks like, let me find a good leaf. This here. I think the Halo Micans is so cute. And then I have more Alocasia in this batch. I have a Tanderusa, has 3 leaves, the newest one. I added a little soil on top. It's already producing so many corms. The corms are like a pinkish red color, so they're already corming. And these Michelitziana grew so fast. I should have sold them sooner. I tend to not sell as many pups, which I might change that. I might sell them a lot smaller because these guys were like corms, a sprouted corm, not even 2 months ago, you guys, and they're huge plants already. I have a whole bin of Michelitziana. So they're much bigger now, which is fine. It's just they're growing up so quickly. So I have this one here. I was doing grower's choice, but I went ahead and did separate ones this week because this one's a little bit bigger. And then I have this one that's a little bit smaller. There's still 3 leaves. Honestly, I could probably do grower's choice. But because this one's a little bit smaller, I'll just list them separately. So I have 2 of those this week. I could do more Michelitziana, but again, I don't want to overwhelm myself with the amount of plants. I put 2 monstera back. I'm going to do this mid-cutting. It has a beautiful leaf. So that's the original leaf. And I like to wait until I can see the growth point. It's really well rooted. I'll clean the node off. I just have to clean it under the sink. But all that gunk on there, it's not rot. It's just callus tissue and stuff that forms when you're water propagating. So when I clean this under the water, I'll scrape all that off so it looks nicer. And then I like to take the photo of the root system before I put it in moss and perlite, just so whoever's buying it can see the root system and the node like up close, because I like to see node variegation as well. And then the growth point is pretty variegated, but it does have quite a bit of green too. So I like to see the growth point first to make sure it's not all white, because I would say like I probably had like 3 or 4 that are coming in pretty white over there that I'm holding off. And I probably had like 30 mid-cutting, so that's not bad. That's a beautiful mid-cut, and it's pretty large mid-cut. And then I have the other 2 rooted starter albos that I did yesterday, and then I'm selling this beautiful top cut. It's so white, you guys. It's so pretty. That's the newest leaf. It's got that one, this one here, and then this one is really white as well. But it's so rooted in here. I don't even want to take it out because I won't be able to get it back in. But I'm going to stick this in a cup of moss and perlite, but it's so extremely rooted. I'm going to have a time packing this. I'll probably have to stack the leaves on top of each other. Monsteras are not my favorite to pack. I could just never pack them well. I feel like the package is so bulky, so my apologies if you guys bought a monstera from me and the packaging is really bulky. I just can't get the leaves together nicely, and I'm worried about squishing the leaves, and so the package is like bigger than it should be. So I'm going to do those in moss and perlite, like I said, but before I do their photos and mess with moss and perlite, I'll do the pallies, because yeah, I'm going to be messing with moss and perlite for a while. And then I decided to hold off on the other monstera albo because I think I might want to keep it. So one of the monstera albos in here that I was growing, it was doing a lot of half moon variegation, but it kind of broke that pattern. And so I chopped all the mid cuts up, and I put 2 in my plant room because I want one to come in with like half moon potential. But the 2 in my plant room I don't think are going to come in half moon. And then I just picked 2 out of the 3. And of course the one that I didn't pick, it looks like it's going to come in with half moon variegation. So this is my favorite type of a sectoral variegation, is half moon. And so this mid cutting here, the new growth looks to be half moon, like half is white and half is green. Do you see that? And so I'm going to hold this one back and see what it does, because if this one comes in like half moon, I'm going to keep it and grow it out. I think sectoral monsteras are so pretty. If the ones that I kept in my plant room don't produce half moon, then I'll let them go. But the leaves look just like that, just like a half moon pattern. So yeah, we'll put this one back. Oh, and here's the ones that I did last night. So I did all of my alocasia, which are so cute. And then I have several begonia back there. And then I have more alocasia here. But I'm so excited for some of these alocasia. They're so pretty, like my Amazonica and the nobilis and this cute pink black velvet. And I have a couple Regal Shield elbow. And then here's the starter monsteras. And then I have more Hoya here. I have 2 Syngonium back there and, or no, 3 Syngonium back there, 2 monstera. And then, yeah, the rest are more Hoya. I have Hoya discipulae. I have a Paradisia, Nova Ghost. I have a couple of like trailing ones, a mint, a Croniana Super Silver. I usually take note of which ones sell more quickly or which ones I feel like continually sell each week, so that I know, like, I keep that in the back of my mind to go ahead and prop those sooner, or maybe potentially start like a second plant of it growing so I can prop it back more quickly. But I'm excited for the Hoya. I feel like I have a good group, and the alocasia. I'm excited for all the plants. I feel like it's a good batch this week. I usually get more excited when I have a good batch, because some weeks I feel like I don't really have a good variety or a good mix of plants. But I like the restock this week. I feel like it's a good one. Whoa, why is the brightness all the way down on this? Did I mess with this yesterday? I must have. I'm like, what the heck? I think I messed with them when I was vacuuming in here. Okay, the table is cleaned off again, and we've now switched to working with moss. I use these cups for usually bigger cuttings. I just get these at my local grocery store. So I was out, so I had to get a new pack. So I'll take a couple of these for the monstera. And then these I get on Amazon. They come in a bigger set. I've been using these for the Pallidiflorum because they're still so small. I'll use these little cups here. And then the lid, I already poked holes in these, I think. Yeah, I used my soldering iron and poked a little hole in the middle just so it has a little ventilation. And so the seeds I've been putting in a cup like this. Oh. Oh, the lid's not going on. Oh, I'll have to fix that. But I'll close the lid all the way, and then I'll add some polyfill and tape to this as well when I go to pack it, but I'll probably fill it like 3/4 full, just so that the leaves aren't like touching the lid. But as they get bigger, I actually bought something else that I'm going to grow them in, but I'll have to buy a different cup that has a dome lid for when they start getting bigger so that I can ship them, because they're gonna get too small for this once they start growing. Yeah, I have my big thing of moss in here. I just switched it to this container. It's like pre-moistened, and I have moss and perlite mixed in. So hopefully I don't have to make any of this for a while. I was using a smaller container, and I had to keep refilling it. So I don't know why I didn't get a bigger one sooner. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to pull from the first batch of palli seeds. So this little section was the first ones that I did, and then these are all sprouting. So I've been selling them to a pair. So I'll probably do between 20 and 25 for this restock. So I'll need roughly 40 to 50 individual little seedlings, but I have this in the other tray. So I have so many. And then the other inflow is going to be ripe soon. I have a lot of pots and stuff coming. I had to order more white pots, and I get them in like a bigger pack like this. So they only delivered part of my order, so I have another stack. These are the 3-inch. I use these the most. I think I have another one of these coming, and then I use 3.5 inch as well. And then I decided to get some more seedling trays. These are, I think there's 3 trays. Yeah, there's 3 trays. There's 54 cells. And then I have a tall dome lid. So there's the base tray, the cells, and then the lid. So I use these quite often, like these here. I have so many of these. I think I have like 2 sets of these, and most of them are in use, except this one I don't have the individual cells. I just like plop them all in a tray. But I'm gonna have to start separating these out to grow individually, because I don't want the roots and stuff getting entangled in with each other. So I'm gonna have to start working on that. So that's why I got the bigger trays. So what I'll do is probably use some soil mix in each one of the trays and let some pallies grow in here so they can get bigger. And then I'll start listing them individually as they get like seedling size, but these are like little sprouts. So I'll probably need another set of these, give or take. It depends on how quickly, how quickly they grow, but this will get me started. So I'll probably work on this at some point in some downtime that I have, start transferring some into here. Okay, I'm here in the kitchen. I'm going to clean these monsteras. I can't do them in the other bathroom because it's like a vanity bathroom. I want to figure out if there's a way to get that sink changed to like a bigger sink like this. I don't know how complicated that would be, if we'd have to switch out like the entire vanity or just the top, because it's like a little round sink in there and I can't do, I hate like doing plant care at the kitchen sink, but I don't have another sink that's big enough. And that bathroom is always a mess with pots. I have like a mound of pots like this big in there stacked up that I need to clean and wash and sanitize. So I'm gonna clean these at the kitchen sink really quick. So what I do for these, like I said, I just like rinse them and try and get off like that gunk, the callus tissue and stuff, just so that they're clean. Just use like lukewarm water. Okay. And do you see how clean the node is now? So I scraped all that callus tissue off and it's nice and clean. And then I'll make sure to get a photo of the growth point from both angles and then the root system. And put this guy back in some water so it doesn't dry out. And same thing with this guy. I know this root system is insane. Holy moly, look at that. That's craziness. This one's not as dirty, but I'll get this like brown sheath and stuff cleaned. All right, and that one is nice and clean. That root system is insane. And they won't be in moss and perlite for very long, so the moss will come off the roots really easily. So whoever decides to buy this, if they want to grow it in semi-hydro, they can just rinse the roots right off and, you know, it'll transition really well. Or if they want to grow it in like an aeroid mix, same thing. I just don't like to put them in moss and perlite until like the week of, when I'm taking their photos, you know, like I said, so I can get a photo of their root system and then, you know, so they're not staying in moss and perlite for a super long time. All right, back in here, we're going to get a photo of the root system really quick and the node up close, and then we'll stick them in moss and perlite and do the pallies, and then that'll wrap up the photos for the day or for the restock. Usually once the photos are done, I feel a little bit of relief and I feel better. But just knowing the restock is tomorrow and I have probably 50 listings to do, that's going to take me a while, but I'll get it done, like it's fine. Okay. 2 cups. I actually might double that one because that's going to be heavy. All right, I'll do it over here so I don't make a mess everywhere. I'll label our cup. Oh, these have ridges. These are different cups than I bought last time. Since we have two, I'm going to go ahead and separate these, the number. And this is nice and fluffy, this moss, and my battery is about to go out. Lovely. Okay. Let's see. Let's kind of fill around. This one's a little bit heavy too. I'm gonna double that one just to give it a little bit more support. So something like that, I don't compact it too much. I'm using one of the lights, camera lights. And so I'll take a photo now with this one, but I'll do this other guy first. Oh, that's top heavy. Oh, I might need to add a little bit more moss. I'll add a little bit more water because it's going to dry very quickly in this hot room, especially with no cover or anything. And the battery dies, of course. Top cut will be number 26. Okay. Okay. Whoa, this root system is insane. That is crazy. I cannot get over this. Let's see, I want the front to be this way, I think, yeah. Trying to add some moss in between the roots because it's so big. And I've mentioned before, but usually by the time I go to pack these on Monday, they'll have, the roots will start forming all the fuzzy hairs, like they'll start forming some thicker roots in the moss, which is nice. Because right now these are just water roots, but it'll help them transition. I thought about keeping this one. I'm like, oh, I can keep this one and grow another monstera back out. But I'm like, nope, that's the reason I chopped all the monsteras that I did, because I had way too many. I think I had like 7 or 8 elbows growing. And I currently have 2 in my plant room, the big tree and then the bigger top cut that I actually need to move to pond very soon. It's getting pretty rooted. And then I have, if I start the half moon one, that'll be 3. But I do plan on restarting that tree over. Because it's getting too big. So I'll have, like, once I clear out all of my monsteras, I'll chop that one and I'll have so many more to grow out. Okay. That's as good as that one's going to get. I don't want to make it too full. There's that one. This top cat is so pretty. I'm so excited to take a photo of this one. It's so pretty. So there's our monsteras. So before we do their photo, since I'm messing with moss, I think I'll go ahead and work on my pallies. I'll probably just do all this off camera, but I'll do one with you just to show you. They're under high humidity, so I don't want to leave them out of high humidity for a long time. I'll just kind of stack some cups here. Four, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18. I'm gonna need some more. 19, 20. I wonder if I can fit another row. Yes, I can. I'm gonna do 24 since 24 will fit in a tray. We'll list 24 sets for the restock. This is the part that's very tedious. Let me just do one with you though, and then I'll just come back on when I'm finished. Okay. I usually, oh yes, I do have them. I just take a pair of tongs, it's easier. And then like I said, since these are under high humidity, it's only 48% humidity in the actual room, so I don't want to leave these out for too long. Okay, so I separated two. So we have, this one has 3 leaves. So I'm going to do an updated photo of what the sprouts look like. So we have 1 and 2, so 2 of them will fit in a cup. And they have like a nice little root system starting. This will probably take me a while to do this, just because I have all these to do. I'm trying to make some up in advance, but all the ones that I did before I used already. So like I said, in the downtime that I have, I want to start transferring some of these to the other dome trays that I made. So they'll look something like this, the little sprouts in the cup, and then we'll put our lid on. So the lid has a vent hole, they're not touching the top, and then I'll just add some polyfill and tape when I go to ship these, and then I have to put the labels on them. And then I'll make up 2 labels per little cup so that they'll have an extra 2 labels. So that's how I'm shipping them like this for now. And then once I have them all done, I'll leave them on that tray that's down there. I'll set them over there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and probably play some music while I do this, and then get the photos taken, updated photos of these and the monsteras. And yeah, I think what I'll do is get this room cleaned up for the time being, and then go do my watering, and then probably just work on my listings the rest of the day, honestly. I could do some plant care, but I'll have to see how I'm feeling a bit later. Because like I said, I have so much potting up to do and stuff in here that I could do some more. But I will feel better knowing that my listings are done. It just gets kind of tedious, so usually I'll do some listings and take a break and do something and do more listings. Sometimes I power through it, but I do have tomorrow to work on listings as well. But ideally, I don't want to waste tomorrow doing listings. like a whole day. So any that I don't have done, I'll do in the morning, and then maybe I'll like be up to filming tomorrow, like another video. I might do that because I really need to film like some other content. And then I'll probably film on Saturday, maybe if I'm feeling up to it, because I need to water my plant room. And then yeah, it'll be time to get all these packed up on the weekend, so it doesn't leave me with much room. So yeah, I'll just play it by ear and see how I'm feeling with my mood. But yeah, I'll be back at some point to kind of fill you in and update you. I don't remember where we left off. I think we left off when I was finishing up the Politiflorum and I had to take the last few photos. So I got that done and I got this room somewhat cleaned. And then for the last, I would say like hour-ish, I got my Hoyas watered and my Anthuriums. So those are all done, which is always like a little bit of a relief when those are watered. I have a lot of active beneficials, so yeah, I didn't want to mess with them, but I did a quick water with everyone. And then actually while I was doing that, I heard like a thud out front. And so one of my tree fern packages came. I ordered like 3, I think. So one is here. And so what I might do is go ahead and make a batch of aroid mix because I've been out of it. I think I've been out of the aroid mix for a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. So I would like to have some in stock for the restock tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and then probably get changed into my PJs and shower after I get done with that because, you know, it makes a mess with the dust and stuff. And then I'll probably spend the rest of the evening, like I said, doing my listings. So I'll have to see, but I'll be back on at some point here and update you. Welcome back. Cheers to Friday. I just got out of the shower. I was trying to finish my listings and I was still in my PJs. I hadn't gotten dressed or anything. And I was like, oh, I just need to get these listings done. I did about a third of them last night. And honestly, I was just so tired last night. And I was on my Instagram a little bit after I got off the camera. I really wanted something to put in my photos, and I was like, let me just go on Etsy and browse because it's therapeutic for me to like plant browse or look for cute little things like that. Like it relaxes my mind. And I was on Etsy and I found these cute little ring dishes that are a monstera and you can personalize it. And I still think I might get something else because I don't know if people can really see the size of the plants with this, but I may just get a personalized like cup or mug or something like that to add in my photos, or like a plant pot or something. I don't want too much branding. I don't want it like in your face branding, but basically I just want something that's referencing kind of the size of the plant, but also something that when somebody sees the photo, they can recognize like it's my branding type of thing. Like, oh, that has this in the photo. I recognize this from, you know, her photos. And I want it to be cute, so it can't be something crazy. I like put a question mark on my Instagram and people were putting in some funny stuff. I was laughing. So it can't be a banana or something crazy in my photos. Could you imagine though if I had a banana in all my plant photos? But we'll see. I'm gonna look for some kind of cute mug or ceramic, but I want it like something that's going to fit my aesthetic, and I feel like this is perfect. Like this is so beautiful. It's a handmade ceramic, yeah, leaf ring dish, and it's somebody's pottery that they do on Etsy, and I just think that is so cute. See, I'll have to look for something else besides that. And yeah, like I said, I did about a third of my listings last night and I went to bed and I feel like I slept okay. I'm still feeling like, I'm feeling a little bit more inspired to film. So I think what I'm gonna do, it's Friday. I made my restock live about 1:30. It's about 2:51 right now. And what I think I'm gonna do is, I haven't checked orders yet. I'm curious what all sold. I'm gonna check really quick and make sure that there's no like urgent email I need to get back to. And I think what I'm gonna do is actually water my plant room this evening and get that done because it'll be a quick water because of the beneficials and stuff in there. And I think what I'll do is film tomorrow, make tomorrow a dedicated YouTube day. Ideally, film in the morning and then edit a full video. That way I can post something up on my channel. I think today is like 6 days without a video on my channel, which is kind of a long time for me. I don't really like to go more than 4 days. I have a couple videos in mind that I could film. I want to propagate begonias and like the newer begonias that need more humidity, because I would like to start listing some of those and grow some out, but I want to experiment propagating them. And I feel like that would be fun to do. Like I don't really do begonia propagation on my channel, and I need to do that. So I figured if I need to do it, I could just film and bring you along for that process. And then I was thinking, I have a plant that I got probably a month ago now, and it's been in quarantine. I was just drawn to it, and I'm thinking about putting it on a moss pole, you guys. I have another plant that I want to do on a moss pole, just temporary. So I could do that. It would be like pretty easy. I just want something like that's not too task overwhelming, because when I do some of these videos, I have so much footage to sit down and edit through that I need some shorter videos that aren't as time consuming to edit. So I feel like that'll be good if I can just do like one plant and focus on that, and maybe do like a 20 or so minute video. I could do a favorites video. I haven't done one of those in ages. I could do one, but I'll have to see, because I don't really want to go messing with my plants too much right now with the fresh beneficials on them. I don't really want to go disturbing them. I know I want to film a walkthrough at the end of the month, so I still have like 2 more weeks before I film that. I'm just trying to think what else I could film that's not very time consuming. I really need to repot my Maranta calatheas, but that's going to be a big project and too time consuming. I have a couple videos in the works, but, well, actually I think I'm just down to one. I could do like a plant chores and just do like random stuff. But again, sometimes those videos tend to go over days, and I have a lot of footage with those. We'll see. I think I'll at least film one in the morning. If I'm feeling inspired, I can try and knock out 2 videos. Because like I said, I'll probably be packing. I'll definitely be packing all day Monday. I'm going to start my restock prep. Since I want to dedicate tomorrow to YouTube, I think I'll do my restock prep Sunday morning early, check weather on all the orders, do all that, and then start packing. And then depending on how many orders, like how many order volume I get that comes in, I may have to pack Tuesday, possibly even Wednesday. It depends, because like I said, Tuesday I have to be at the dentist early, and that's going to knock out a few hours of my morning. But I'll just see how it goes. But let me go ahead and check and see how many orders came in so far. I'm just curious. Oh, wow. I have 34 orders. That's crazy. I was not expecting that. I think I had a total of 60 plants, like full plants. And then I had the 20 some palli. So potentially like 80 some plants on there. And then I added the aroid mix. I made that last night and restocked that on my site. Oh, that's cool. I wonder what people bought. I'll have to go through later. That's a lot of orders. Thank you guys so much for the support, as always. I was like doing my listings, and actually the photos turned out pretty good on some of them. One evening I was taking them late, and I had so many like glaring shiny leaves. I was like typing in the photo. I'm like, sorry for the midnight glare. So I definitely can't take photos at night anymore. And honestly, they didn't turn out bad. I definitely still have to play with the lighting and shadows and stuff. And like I said, I want to add something cute in the photos besides my sign, besides this. I love the sign. Someone made this for me. Kim, I don't know if you still watch my videos, but I still use this and I still love this sign, but I want something else, because this is usually blurred out in the background. It's just, you can see this, I don't want to add my logo on the image because it just takes extra time when I'm doing listings, because I have to add that in every time and I don't want to have to do that. So that was the purpose of this, but this gets blocked out a lot with the plants, or it's like blurred. And just for like copyright, like people stealing images and using them for like scams and stuff like that. And so I felt like this monstera leaf would be really cute in my photos. It could be like my branding. I would just have like PBM, like plants. Yeah, plants by Melissa. And so it could get different angles and that would be like my photo per se. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. Aw, okay, so I don't know if I have any emails. Oh, I actually only have one email. Okay, I have a couple people to get back to. It's not urgent or anything. I'll get back to them a bit later, but yeah, I want to go ahead and knock out Water My Plant Room, and I think that honestly kind of wraps up this video. I more or less just wanted to do this video more like behind the scenes of what it's like prepping for a restock. And I know we didn't really do any plant care or anything in this video. Again, I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of footage because I've been filming this over 3 days, so I'll have to see. This video will probably go up. I could start editing this to have it up this weekend, but I would have to finish it tomorrow, and then whatever I film tomorrow can go up like maybe Wednesday if I can edit in between packing, like in the evenings. And hopefully the weather is good. I know, like I was saying before, I was still adding heat packs and quite a bit of orders. And the weather's not too hot right now. I'll have to start adding insulation once it gets like mid 80s and higher. Wrapping plants in insulation. I only have a couple like really big plants like the monsteras, and those take forever to package. But besides that, I feel like it should go relatively quickly. Thank you guys so much for your support as always. I truly hope you love everything, and I just love growing all these plants out and like taking their photos. I love doing that whole process. The photo taking, I love. I think in another life maybe I was a photographer, but I just wished I was better at it. I really love taking plant photos. I'm just not that good at it. But hopefully that gets better here with time. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed somewhat more behind the scenes stuff. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you. I know I can get kind of chatty in these videos. And hopefully I kind of feel back to normal next week. I think it's just been one of those weeks, you know? But yeah, I'm excited to get all of your orders out to you. Thank you again so much for your support. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.